Welcome to US-based news channel. Belgorod region attacked from the air. Explosion sounds echoed one after another in the Šibenik area. Tension rose in Russia due to the attacks on its lands. Ukrainian planes defeated Russian soldiers in Bakhmut. Plans of the Russian troops on the Bakhmut front did not work. Dominance of the Ukrainian troops in the eastern region has increased a lot. Thanks to the successful attack of the Ukrainian troops, hundreds of soldiers from the Russian army were shot down. It can be seen that the daily loss of soldiers in Russia's army is approaching 1,000. Russia is building an army of more than 1 million with a new mobilization. It was noted that the Netherlands sent military aid to Ukraine, which will be of incredible use. We can say that the Bakhmut region was a region that the Russian soldiers could never reach, no matter how hard they tried. Because Russia tried all means to reach Bakhmut from many fronts, but failed. Knowing that the Bakhmut region has strategic importance, it is known that the Ukrainian troops are strengthening their defense positions day by day. For this reason, the attacks of the Russian troops on the Bakhmut front are losing their effectiveness day by day. It is seen that the Ukrainian troops protected the Bakhmut region with very strong defense lines, and even the Ukrainian soldiers repulsed the attacks of the Russian soldiers and carried out major operations. But it seems that this time it was the Ukrainian Air Force that achieved great success in the Bakhmut area. According to information received, Ukrainian air units are conducting reconnaissance flights on the Bakhmut front to ensure confidence. During these reconnaissance flights, the movements of Russian soldiers in the region were detected. It is already known that Ukrainian planes always destroy Russian military points with their accurate shots. For this reason, it is an expected event that the Ukrainian air troops will notice the mobility of the Russian soldiers in a short time during the reconnaissance flights carried out to ensure the security of the region. It seems that the Russian troops were subjected to a massive attack by the Ukrainian airborne troops. According to the information received, it was seen that the Russian soldiers were trying to advance near the Bakhmut region. Then it was seen that the Ukrainian planes neutralized the Russian troops with unmanned aerial vehicles. Thanks to this, the advance of Russian troops towards the Bakhmut region was completely stopped. With the success of both air and ground troops in many regions in Ukraine, Russia already has no chance to seize Ukrainian regions. While the success of the Ukrainian troops increased, some attacks were recorded in the Belgorod region of Russia. In line with the news received, a massive attack was carried out on the city of Šibenik in the Belgorod Oblast. In this assault on the Belgorod Oblast, the entire region groaned with successive explosions. During the attack, the Šibenik checkpoint was hit and flames rose from the hit area. It is known that attacks from unmanned aerial vehicles came to the city of Šibenik and that Russian military ammunition was found at the checkpoint in the region. Therefore, we can say that the attacks on this region are actually an attack on Russia's military equipment. In addition, the Belgorod region is quite close to the Ukrainian regions. For this reason, it is claimed that these attacks were carried out by Ukrainian forces. However, these allegations are not true and there is no evidence that Ukraine carried out such an attack. Targeting of Russian military equipment during the attack caused an increase in tension in Russia. Because Russia already has great problems with military equipment. In addition, the loss of military personnel of Russia, which has a military equipment problem, is increasing. One of the biggest proofs of this is the daily losses of Russian soldiers. It seems that Russia's daily loss of soldiers has reached 1,000. I can say that these numbers have now reached record levels and will cause a great collapse in the Russian army. According to the information received, Russia has lost a total of 820 soldiers since the last day. If such a loss continues daily, it could even lead to Russia's withdrawal from the war. However, an unexpected move comes from Russia. In line with the statements from Russia, Putin is establishing a new army of 1.5 million people. Although it is not known under what conditions this army was formed, I do not think that Putin can compensate for the loss of soldiers in this way. Because, as it is known, the problems experienced in the Russian army increased during the previous mobilizations and we witnessed that the Russian soldiers escaping from the army became more frequent. I also think that Russia's military authority has weakened considerably. That's why I think that Russia will not be able to lead such an army in an orderly manner, and that's why this new Russian army will not be able to achieve the expected success in the war. Biggest problem of Russian soldiers is their unplanned and irregular movements. An army that moves without a plan and irregularly cannot be successful in war. That's why until now Ukrainian forces were winning while Russian soldiers were losing. Possibility of Russia preparing an attack plan against Ukraine with this large army also comes to mind. According to military analysts, Russia is thought to be preparing a major attack on Ukraine. However, as I just mentioned, there is no military authority in Russia. That's why this Russian army will not be properly managed. In addition, Ukraine's defense systems can succeed in any attack from Russia. At the same time, the Ukrainian defense systems continue to strengthen with the aid of many Western countries to Ukraine. Therefore, I do not think that Russia will have the courage to attack the Ukrainian regions. We have seen before that Russia's military equipment was consumed in vain in Russia's attempts to attack Ukraine. I can say that with Ukraine's heavy operations against Russia, Russia also left these conflicts with heavy defeats. While we are talking about the aid provided by the Western countries to Ukraine, we see that the Netherlands provided very important military aid to Ukraine. With this help from the Netherlands, the strength of the Ukrainian defense systems was doubled. According to the information obtained, one Patriot air defense system battery from the Netherlands will be sent to Ukraine. Thus, we see that Ukraine has guaranteed 3 Patriot air defense system batteries. As it is known, Russia has carried out airstrikes on Ukrainian regions many times. And Ukraine's repulsing these airstrikes was supported by many countries. In other words, with the air defense systems sent by many countries, Ukraine was able to repel air attacks from Russia much more successfully. It is now known that these Patriot air defense systems also have many advanced features. It is also known that Patriot air defense systems, which have the ability to fire separately, have a very long range. Therefore, any Russian airstrike can no longer have an effect on Ukrainian soil. Because, thanks to these defense systems that Ukraine has, each of the Russian air targets used in the Russian attacks will be shot down one by one. Therefore, Russia should think twice before attacking Ukraine. Because Russia can use air attack tools in these attacks in vain. I can now say that the Ukrainian forces gained a great advantage in the war process. Because as long as the country's aid to Ukraine continues, it is certain that Ukraine will be victorious in many conflicts in the coming days. That is why Ukrainian forces need to increase their attacks on Russian military equipment. Therefore, while the Ukrainian forces have strong military equipment, Russia cannot defend on the fronts due to the lack of military equipment. In this case, the Ukrainian forces could take control of their region and completely remove the Russian soldiers from the regions. Therefore, the control of important regions in Ukraine by Ukrainian forces will make it difficult for Russian soldiers to enter many regions. In this case, I think that the Russian soldiers will withdraw from the regions in order not to suffer further defeats. Therefore, the victory will soon belong to Ukraine. We will continue to keep you informed of future developments. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.